everyone and welcome to Tech with Andrei, the channel that gives you honest tech reviews and tech news. Now we're going to talk briefly about Samsung today and basically their very busy start to 2022. If you didn't know already, they released the S21 Fan Edition a few days back, basically at the start of the week, and they're gearing up to release the S22 generation in the coming weeks. Now, ignoring all sorts of news articles, leaks, and even early release reviews about the S21 Fan Edition, I can tell you one thing about all of these devices. The fact is, you don't want to pre-order them, you don't want to be an early adopter, and you most certainly do not want to pay full price at launch. And I'm going to explain you why right after the intro. So why am I here telling you not to pre-order these Samsung devices? Well, you could easily say, dude, come on, your channel is mostly about Apple-related stuff. How come? Why should I trust you when you're talking about Samsung? Well, the content on the channel simply reflects the devices that I'm currently buying and using. And the truth is, I've switched almost full-time to Apple over the past couple of years. But that's a story for a different time. I try to keep as even-keeled as possible and as honest as possible, and I try to stay away from toxic fanboyism. And I've actually reviewed at least one Samsung device here on my channel, the Samsung Z Flip 3 of last year, which I thought was an amazing phone. And I still think it's an amazing phone, and back to it more later in the video. I think Samsung is a great brand that makes great products, they're great innovators in the space, and I mean, where would Android today be without the likes of Samsung? And there's a ton of people out there who believe that Samsung is a solid competitor for Apple and kind of think of Samsung as the Apple of the Android world. Sorry Google, you guys aren't there yet. So no, Samsung as a brand is not the problem. Well, if the brand is not the problem, maybe the phones are? No, again, that's not it. You see, as a prospective buyer, whenever you buy a Samsung phone, you know pretty well what you're getting from the start, at least in terms of strengths. Samsung's phones usually have displays that have pretty much every quality you're looking for. They are very vibrant, they have very punchy colors, they're usually very bright, they're high refresh rate, high resolution displays. There's a reason why Samsung is a supplier of displays for other manufacturers. So that's a major strength. And another major strength of Samsung year in, year out is their capability in their flagship phones in terms of photography and video as well. So the devices are pretty solid. So why am I here telling you still not to pre-order them? Well, in order to understand that, we kind of need to focus on the environment around Samsung. They're not really enjoying all the advantages that, say, Apple has. Because you see, Apple doesn't have a competitor in the iOS world. They just launch one iPhone series every year, and then they compete against a myriad different Android devices, but critically, none of them runs iOS. Samsung is not in those shoes. They have first to compete against Apple. They need to care about what the latest iPhones can do. And then they also need to worry about their solid competition in the Android space. Whenever Samsung launches a high-end device, they use a pretty much standard pattern at this point. There will always be some sort of announcement or even an event of sorts that will be followed up by a media blitz. You're going to have an intense ad campaign. You're going to see ads all over the place for these devices. They're going to get these devices into the hands of as many reviewers as possible, basically drumming up awareness in the public about their new release. And they follow up this intense media campaign with various incentives to get people to pre-order the devices. You're going to see bundles where the phones are bundled with useful accessories. You're going to get great trade-in deals, and this is usually how it goes. But critically, things don't stay the same for months on end. This period usually lasts a month or two after launch. What happens then is that public interest slowly slows down a little bit and competitors start releasing their own devices, at which point Samsung uses another marketing tool at their disposal, cutting prices on the phones. Back to that Z Flip 3 I was referencing earlier. So the phone was announced, I believe, on August the 27th or the 28th, not sure exactly, and initial availability was sometime mid-September, right? You had a bunch of deals early on, but the price of the device was $1,000, well, $999 more exactly. And I called it at the time pretty expensive, but still a great phone to order. Now a few months later, 3 months later, the phone is no longer $1,000. You can actually find it for $800, $850 if you shop around online. And if you're willing to go with refurbished phones or pre-owned phones, or simply phones that have been taken out of the box at retailers, you're going to find these for even less than that. And if you're willing to forego the certainty of a warranty and go to buy used, you're gonna find that these phones are now selling for somewhere between $600 to $700, which is an enormous price saving. So even if you buy new today, a phone that's still as great as it was at launch and it's still relatively new at barely 4 months old at this point, you're gonna get 20% off right off the bat if you shop around a little bit. And this happens every single year, every single time Samsung launches a device. It's like clockwork. So if you're willing to wait just a couple of months, basically you'll be saving $100 to $200 on a brand new device, and perhaps saving even more than that if you're willing to go and buy on the used market. And with that, here I am on my tech channel giving you sound financial advice. I think that by itself warrants a thumbs up for the video, and while you're giving it a thumbs up, make sure to also subscribe to the channel and turn the bell notification on as well so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Also, let me know in the comment section below, do you agree with me? Do you think it's worth it waiting a couple of months so that you can get the device for cheaper? Or do you just don't care about that, would rather get a good deal at launch to get the device you're interested in as soon as possible? Again, let me know in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.